determine the proceedings on this crisp Friday evening. And Indian Arrows had a successful season so far with 4 wins and a draw to their name. And the head coach Suren Chhetri admitted that with matches coming thick and fast, maintaining a decent squad depth will be key. And with an entirely new contingent and some popular domestic names, the Blue Tigress have left no stone unturned as they attempt to assemble a huge and highly competitive squad. The Arrows men's team has been a huge success with several players representing the country and moving on to achieve bigger things in football. And this training at a very young age has truly benefited Indian football and its budding players. The Indian Arrows women's team and its grassroots level development will benefit the women's football in India. This truly is a step in the right direction for Indian women's football and Indian football as a whole. And tonight, Suren Chhetri's girls will be looking for the 5th victory of their campaign, a victory that will take them to 16 points into the top 4. And Suren Chhetri, the head coach of Indian Arrows, spoke to us ahead of this tie. Let's hear from him.
It's very, very important for us as the last match we lost it. But it was a tight game. But yeah, this game is very important for us to know, to motivate the girls also.
You'll be facing Mata Rukmani FC today. So what do you make of them?
Yeah, Mata Rukmani is also a good team. They are full of energy. Yeah, they are in the second last in the table, but still they are a good team. We have focus and we are prepared for the game.
Thank you and all the best for your match.
Let's get into the team news of Indian Arrows. And if Sandeep Singh has the services of Ripika and Priyanka Kashyap, then Suresh has those of Apurna Narzari. She is on 6 goals, 3rd highest goal scorer. Adrija into the starting lineup for this 8th start in a row. And Arti and Martina Thokcham are both fine. And so that part of the pitch is sorted for the Arrows. And they look menacing up front as well, with Apurna Narzari leading the line and with Sunita Munda alongside. But it is in defence where they faltered in the last game, and Suren Chhetri will ask his team to be faultless tonight. And Suren Chhetri, one of those few head coaches who's been afforded time and patience, 2 of the most principal commodities in modern football, and that has resulted in a team that looks more complete. Ritu is an option for the Arrows. The striker is in line to get few minutes alongside Muskan and Parmila. Mata Rukmani, the most important thing for the girls is to have this experience of being able to talk and learn from the best in the country. And that is what Sandeep Singh has had. These girls did not have a life and they used to walk around 7-8 kilometers daily in search of water. But now some of the girls have taken up government jobs as well. There are many tribal girls who come to their ashram to play and they never say no to them. From those, they select the best and give them the chance to represent themselves in the national competitions. And all these girls are very excited to compete, as it is the first time they have participated in such a big platform with all the facilities around food, diet, training, good grounds. I haven't seen all of these. They are enjoying here as all of them have come out of their state for the first time. Sandeep Singh sounds confident ahead of this game.
Another opportunity for the girls to test themselves against the best. Indian Arrows is a special project of AFF, so it will be fun to see how far can we take them.
How important is it to get the 3 points?
From here on, every match we have to go for the points because it is the deep end of the season, and that's what we are going for today as well.
This is the side put up by Mata Rukmani this evening. Sandeep Singh has a chance to improve onto that loss against ARA Football Club 4 days ago. And so 3 changes. Pinky Kashyap and Nilima will be partnering inside their own box. And Lakshmi has been impressive in midfield. But the ever-present Preeti will cover a lot of pitch as well. But the big 2 up front in Kiran Pisda and Ripika, Priyanka Kashyap, her creativity has been a threat. And this could be a real game changer. Sandeep Singh is at a club he knows well. Kiran Pisda and her inclusion in midfield was a bright spot in the opening 2 games for Mata Rukmani. She has a sturdy right foot and it will be fantastic to see her come up against the likes of Santosh of the Arrows. Well, the bench, Reet and Geeta is on the bench along with Payal and Tanvi Kore as an option in defence. A win tonight will take Arrows above Sports Odisha to 4th spot with 16 points, and Mata Rukmani can leapfrog Sirvadam Sports Club with a victory tonight. And well, the referee for today's game is Jotin Moinag, and he is going to be assisted by Shima Bairagi and Zoming Liani Fanai. The fourth official for today's game is Kushum Mandi, and match commissioner Adley Costa. Jotin Moinag with the two skippers, Nilima, skipper of Mata Rukmani, and Shanmuga Priya, the number 17, will be leading the lines for the Indian Arrows on the right hand side, and alongside her up top gonna be the ever ready Apurna Narzari and the number 11 Sunita Munda. Well, two young managers and two very different aims at this point, but tell you what, stranger things have happened in the Hero Indian Women's League, and Mata Rukmani Football Club will hope to keep up that new dawn that we have been speaking about, and it took a couple of attempts for them this season to get a win, but that slide has been somewhat arrested, or rather halted, as new staffs brings with it new ideas which include trusting players and helping them realize what they can do.
लाइव में उनको दिखा रहा है मेरे को पूछ के जाना था ना उधर ये दोनों वाला टॉस के बाद जाता है लेकिन अभी तो मैं ऑनलाइन था ना
Well, speaking about the Arrows, they have managed to play some brilliant football as well, led by the principals of Suren Chetri and his young brigades of Indians. And Martina's experience, Apurna's class on top means they have a level head to rely on. And those two will be on the pitch. As such is her class, who can turn those half chances into goals. And a renewed determination is what is needed for the sides. And so Gokulam Kerala, Setu Madurai, Kickstart and Sports Odisha are above the Indian Arrows, and for Suren Chetri, a great start of course with that battling victory which we saw for Sandeep Singh. Must have taken his notes from that, given a really tough time to the Gokulam Kerala. In the previous game the Arrows took the lead. The first half ended 1-1, one of the very few teams in the competition to hold Gokulam Kerala in the first half in a stalemate, and that speaks volumes of the kind of quality this team possesses. The Arrows side hurdle up tonight. This is their 8th game of this campaign. The last one they've lost 2-1 against Gokulam. Their 3 games unbeaten run was somewhat halted against the Malabarians. They have registered a hat-trick of wins: 4-0 against Odisha Police, 2-0 against SSB, and 2-0 against the Hans Women Football Club. A loss to Gokulam for Mata Rukmani. Their last win came a long time back, and that was against Hans, a 3-2 victory. Since then they have lost 3 matches in a row. And so the intricacies in the Hero Indian Women's League, even with 12 clubs, can be very intriguing. While there are the obvious South Indian derby to look forward to, it will also be interesting to see what the southern sides, Gokulam, Setu Madurai, Kickstart, can do. And the Odisha clubs as well have come into this campaign with young head coaches in charge of their sides respectively. And so match number 45 at the Kalinga Stadium, all set for kickoff. as the referee Jatin Moinak synchronizing his watch. It's a battle between 5th versus 11th in the Hero Indian Women's League. And so Jyotir Moinak blows the whistle and we are underway here at the Kalinga Stadium with match number 45, and Mata Rukmani in a dark patch of form in the Hero Indian Women's League, and they gave their everything to win that game against ARA Football Club. They rode luck, they summoned lost pride, and they'll have to do that once again and again and again until the end of the season. And their next challenge are the Indian Arrows, who are majestic, who are meticulous, and they have all the firepower up top, and they have felt the feeling of being at the top 5 of the table, and they want to keep that feeling intact. But for Suren Chetri, he will have to outsmart Sandeep Singh tonight, which might not be as easy as it seemed, but both the sides will have to ride this storm carefully. This is Pratiksha Lakra. She is on the ball, of beautiful forward pass, and Meena Kashyap takes control of the situation. Parmila is on the bench, and a chance for Pratiksha Lakra to stake a claim in the starting 11. And a centre back pairing of Santosh and Shashikumar will be under the spotlight, and no such competition for Pushpa Rani Chanu on the left hand side. As for Mata Rukmani, Priyanka Kashyap and Ripika both likes to bomb down the flanks. Let's see how much of that is possible, especially against the likes of Pratiksha and Pushpa Rani Chanu. Even Sunita Munda and Shanmuga Priya, both of them very decent in terms of tracking back and protecting their fullbacks when they try to push forward. And Arrows will be looking for a quick start. Mata Rukmani will have to weather the storm very carefully. They were leading against SSB in the opening game of the season. They have conceded 31 goals so far and scored 6. They have struggled this season in terms of protecting leads. That has been the difference between the two teams. Tonight Mata Rukmani will look to derail the season of the Arrows. And All India Football Federation's developmental side, and just like in the Hero I-League, Arrows men's team, a similar kind of concept reinforced by the All India Football Federation in the Hero Indian Women's League as well, with an eye to promote more younger talents from this league for the senior side. Yes, as Martina, she has the experience of playing for the Indian women's national team. It's the senior one. Made her debut in Brazil and also played for the India in the SAF Under-18 Championship. Martina Thakcham, Amisha Baksla, she is missing out second successive games in a row due to injury. So the playmaking responsibility is going to rely onto the shoulders of the number 10, Priyanka Devi, who scored against Gokulam Kerala in the previous game. That is the kind of ball required against the likes of Mata Rukmani. A side absolutely fantastic in terms of the team shape. Yes, Kiran Pizda, she is on the ball. But it trickles out for a goal kick, for a throw-in, pardon me. It's Pushpa Rani Chanu, the left full back, with the throw-in. And they've managed to score against a superior side like Gokulam Kerala within the first quarter of the game. A lot going to rely onto the shoulders of Priyanka Devi in terms of progressing the ball for her side. Another searching ball from Martina, and Apurna Narsari, she is through on goal. Apurna continuing with her run. Apurna from a sharp angle. Oh, clawed away by the keeper, still alive, and then it's blazed over. It could have been a perfect start for the Arrows, and Martina Thakcham releasing Apurna Narsari one-on-one. She had a glorious chance to head her team in front from a sharp angle, drawing a save out of Meena Kashyap. And Priyanka Devi couldn't capitalize onto the second ball. She blazed it over the top instead. And Arrows just showing a glimpse of what they're capable of producing. This is Priyanka Kashyap. Martina. Pratiksha Lakra. This is Martina Thakcham. Santosh. On to Pratiksha. Indian Arrows keeping possession in their own half. Mata Rukmani with a bit of a proactive approach tonight. A wonderful through ball. Rounds the keeper. Could this be the opening goal of the game? But wonderful defending from the Arrows. Priyanka Kashyap had a chance to head Mata Rukmani in front. That was a delightful pass between the two stopper backs. This is Priyanka Devi marauding forward. Priyanka Devi with a weak shot, not on target. And we are off to a breakneck start here at the Kalinga Stadium between the Arrows and Mata Rukmani. Priyanka with her quick feet, trying to turn the marker. Apurna Narsari, beautifully cut out by the skipper Nilima. A foul on Nilima, free kick. And now venturing forward, Kiran Pesda! A wonderful attempt. Saw the keeper slightly advanced. That was a bright idea. And she got on the score sheet in that 7-1 loss against SSB. The flag is up. Helps it on towards the number 17, Shanmuga Priya, the skipper for the Arrows tonight. And Anna Jal with the defensive work early on. And a miscued clearance. Trying to reinforce the supremacy in the game is the Indian Arrows side. Apurna Narsari holding up play. Martina Thakcham with the first time cross and easily dealt with. Mata Rukmani looking very, very sharp tonight. Kiran Pesda taking on Lakra. Kiran Pesda squaring it beautifully. Lovely give and go. Unlocking the left channel. Kiran Pesda. One touch too many. Kept in play. And support arriving in the form of Ripika. It's a low cross. And slightly away from the number 7, Priyanka Kashyap. She was just running against the flow. The quality of the cross could have been better on that occasion from the arrows. From Mata Rukmani, pardon me. Pratiksha Lakra. A first start for her this season in the Hero Indian Women's League. The first choice right back. Parmila is on the bench. Lakshmi looking to find the gap. Stays strong there. Shashi Kumar. Capitalizing onto the heavy touch. Goes for goal. Oh, and frustration on the bench from the coach. Almost up on his toes, as he thought the shot is definitely going in. For a moment it looked so. Priyanka Kashyap with a couple of guilty chances in the first 10 minutes. I should have capitalized at least to one of them. And now accelerating Apurna Narsari. Apurna Narsari, wonderful touch into the box. Apurna Narsari goes for goal and she scores. Managing to squirm it under the goalkeeper. And the player from Kokracham, Assam, has given Indian Arrows the much important lead here at the Kalinga Stadium. Goal number 7 and a unique celebration. Oh, wonderful. Giving a tough fight to Manisha Kalyan and El Shaddai up top. The 16-year-old who comes from Kokrajhar, Assam. A wonderful finish. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. Takes it into her stride. Not too much power on the shot, but it was substantial enough to beat Meena Kashyap in goal. And so 1-0 for the Arrows. Mata Rukmani, one of the rising formations in football, 4-3-3, and here it was the second most popular formation during the Euro Cup 2012. Remains a hit at Serie A and La Liga. What attributes do you need as a player to prosper in the system which managers utilizes the perfect 4-3-3, and what are its weaknesses? The 4-3-3 is a high pressure, a ball-hungry philosophy with plenty of things going for it. And the most effective version of this formation employ incredibly adventurous swing backs who bomb forward at every opportunity. Martina Thokcham with an attempted ball, exploiting the gap behind the defense line. Couple of players in blue and one of them latches onto it, but the shot is not on target. Positive intent from the Indian Arrows, and it was the shot taken by Sunita Munda. Mata Rukmani rocked back on their heels as the Arrows are slowly and steadily growing into the game. Martina Thakcham, the number 6. Very much the insolence of a true number 6 means the full-backs are covered when going forward, as the deepest midfielder can filter across and cover the holes should the opponent try to exploit them. And it also provides lots of passing options and a real chance to expert dominance over the opposition, as the 4-3-3 sees as many as 4-5 players open and monitoring for the ball at one time. Despite having 3 out and out forwards, a team which plays 4-3-3 rarely pay the price for their attacking intent. And Arti's ball not finding the mark. It's with Mata Rukmani now. Santosh making the interception. Martina Takcham once again over the top. The flag stayed down again. Shanmuga Priya. Shanmuga Priya could have carried it a few yards forward before pulling the trigger. This time saved by the feet of Meena Kashyap. And throw in for the Arrows. Apurna Narzari. Martina Takcham stepping in. A shot taking a block at full stretch. I didn't get the feel of the ball. Apurna Narzari. And it comes out towards the number 18, Lakra. Adrija. The Arrows custodian, Lakra. This is Santosh. Looks long. Excellent attempt at flick on, and Sunita Munda. She is off. And Sunita Munda keeps going. I could have squared it towards Apurna Narzari. Going on her own. And the shot was scuffed completely by the number 11. A beautiful footwork. A searching ball played into the box. And Adrija claims it. Pushparani Chanu. The flick on, falling into the path of Apurna Narzari. Mata Rukmani really finding it hard to combat. And she attempt on goal from the number 17, Shanmuga Priya. Adventurous attempt. She keeps trying those over and over again. Suren Chetri. Priyanka. Martina well within shooting distance. Couldn't wrap her boot around the ball well enough. As this developmental side of the Arrows, a step towards the right direction. All India Football Federation launching the Arrows team has been a hub of exciting footballing youngsters who have progressed far and wide, and many young players from the men's team have benefited from the Indian Arrows. National team players like Dheeraj Singh, Suresh Swangjam, Akash Mishra, Apuya are the proof that the Indian Arrows has truly been Indian football's talent factory for the men's team. Surely the women's team gonna follow the same path. And with the success of the Indian Arrows men's team on its cap, All India Football Federation launching the women's team as they look to groom girls from a very young age and transform them into fine footballers. The goalkeeper with the good work there. She's had to come a long way out, Meena Kashyap. Trying to take the ball under control, struggling to do so. Purna Narzari already with the opening goal. She got a glorious chance first time. I couldn't make it count, but the second time she makes no mistake. And that's what you expect from your team's target man. Pushparani moves it forward. Martina Thakchom. Excellent composure from the number 6, Sunita Munda. She's got Priyanka ahead of her. Pushparani also on the overlap down the left, but perfectly timed challenge from Sulekha. Excellent turn and pass, Kiran Pisda. Santosh handles the situation somewhat. And apart from the first 5 minutes, the last 15 it's been all about the arrows. Pratiksha Lakra, a wonderful ball for her. Getting the one and give and go going. And Priyanka Devi with the attempt. I couldn't quite keep it down, the number 10. A beautiful keep and go with Apurna Narzari. And the low cross towards Priyanka Devi. And she failed to keep it down. This is much better from Mata Rukmani. A tad too heavy for Kiran. And earlier in the day at the Capital Ground, PIFA and RIFC playing out a 1-all draw. Setu Madurai defeating Odisha Police by 3-0, by the virtue of which they are on top of the points table with 24 points from 8 games. Gokulam Kerala, they are second. They play tomorrow against Kickstart. That is going to be a lip-smacking encounter at the Capital Ground. Slated for 3:30 p.m. kickoff. Do not forget to tune in for that. And all eyes will be on that particular fixture. That high interception, Kiran asking for support, and it does arrive, but Kiran looking to take on Pratiksha, and wonderfully done. Wrong footing her is a decent cross and just kept out by Adrija. It was nestling towards the second post. A wonderful technique applied. For a moment Adrija had her heart on her mouth. And look at that, tricking her way past the number 18, Lakra, and then sending in that cross. And now quick release is 2-on-2. Support arriving in the form of Priyanka. Apurna Narzari trying to do a lot of things on her own. Couldn't get it out of her feet. Pushparani. It's a wonderful run, beating the offside trap. The flag has stayed down. Takes it onto her right foot. And then that grounder! And it's gone in! 2-0 for Indian Arrows and Priyanka Devi. Doubling the lead for the women's in blue. A wonderful finish. Checking onto her right foot, taking time on the ball. And then a perfect placement, beating Meena Kashyap. Look at the finish. Checking onto her right foot and then getting the better of Nilima. Had to run behind towards the edge of the area in order to control the ball and then unleashing that grounder and making it 2-0. Tried to slip in Priyanka Kashyap. Stood tall there, the Arrows defense. Kiran Pesda. A speculative attempt. Never gonna trouble Adrija. Well, the success of the Indian Arrows men's team on its cap, as I have mentioned, the program has been initiated by the All India Football Federation's president in support of the sports minister and the entire sports ministry. And AIFF also realizes that these talented young girls should not be ignored and should be groomed and trained to become better footballers. The target set for the current crop of girls is to train and groom for the 2027 Women's World Cup, the senior one in fact. And now time for a hydration break, and Indian Arrows comfortable in a 2-0 lead. That was the last goal scored by Priyanka, the second one in fact. She's got wonderful vision, finding the bottom corner with absolute expertise, and Apurna Narzari with the opening one. Somehow I feel the goalkeeper could have done much better, as the ball just went past her gloves. And this was the second goal, rifled into the bottom corner. Mata Rukmani, they lost to Ara Football Club 4-0 in their last encounter. They are on 3 points, placed 11th. Silverdam Sports Club, they are 10th given the fact they've defeated SSB, and that was the biggest upset of the season. Silverdome Sports Club will take on Hunts tomorrow, same time, here at the Kalinga Stadium. And all the matches of the Hero Indian Women's League are live and exclusive only on Eurosport and also on the YouTube channel of the Indian football team. A tremendous run there from Shanmuga Priya. Defender steps across to block her path. Gives it towards Apurna Narzari, who receives it towards the right corner of the penalty area. Lays it back. Gets the return not far away from the corner of Mata Rukmani's penalty area, and nearly an own goal. And this time the whistle is gone. What is happening here for Mata Rukmani? They simply could not deal with the crosses and with the through balls. And nicked away by Priyanka. And now down the line, a chase on from Kashyap. Wonderfully done there by the number 3 Shashi Kumar. So half an hour gone here at the Kalinga Stadium. Is the Arrows on a 2-0 lead against Mata Rukmani, the side from Chhattisgarh. Champions of the Chhattisgarh League for successive seasons. Now Ripika looking for Kiran Pisda. Kiran Pisda, this might be the one for Mata Rukmani. A wonderful save with her feet. Adrija coming into the rescue for the Arrows. She was called into action for the second time in this game. Another nearly moment. Apurna Narzari, shoulder to shoulder. This time a free kick gonna be in favor of Nilima. Wonderfully cut out by the Arrows, high up inside the Mata Rukmani area, into the roof of the net. Adrija, her circles, she's been tested twice. And the other attempt from the cross, she just had to keep it out. Not gonna be a smooth sailing for the Indian Arrows tonight. Kiran Pisda is gonna be a very important player from Mata Rukmani's point of view. A misclearance. Sunita Munda, she's found the gap. An excellent tackle on Apurna Narzari, bringing her off balance. Sunita Munda takes control. She's got Priyanka Devi for company. The give and go working out. Sunita rides the challenge. Cross is deflected in, and header from Apurna Narzari straight onto the goalkeeper. A nice sharp turn. Kiran Pisda holding off a couple of shirts in blue. Kiran Pisda again. And now closed down by Santosh. Applying pressure. Santosh now. Another overhead ball. Falls precisely almost for Priyanka. No nonsense clearance from Pinky Kashyap. Priyanka getting into the stride, slipping in Apurna Narzari. A flag going up. Shashi Kumar, Pratiksha Lakra, Martina with a heavy touch, but she recovers using her upper body strength. She's got long strides as well, plenty of energy on her legs. Mata Rukmani will have to navigate this in a different way. It's never easy playing against a well-drilled side like Indian Arrows. They're technically very sound with very technical players around. Nilima. Aarti. Pushparani. Kept in play by Sunita Munda. And just inviting Mata Rukmani to come for the high press. That will leave gaps in behind. And Martina Takcham will look to play it long. But she is opting to play it short. The build up from the back, the Arrows. And then that flick on from Priyanka. And now on the run is Sunita Munda. A couple of players in blue arriving, and Priyanka Devi from the near side. The latter has been found. Priyanka Devi with fancy footwork wriggling her way through, meets Apurna in the way. Apurna couldn't quite control, but the shot from distance is not on target from Aarti. This is Suren Chetri, the head coach. Hasn't put a foot wrong so far, Santosh, in this game. Priyanka Devi, a midfield metronome for the Arrows, likes playing into a free role behind two strikers. Operates like a pendulum in the middle of the park, trying to create overload in every phase of play. She's been the main player for the Arrows since Amisha Baksla is out. It's going to be a healthy competition for Suren Chetri, especially between Amisha Baksla and Priyanka Devi. She has quite comfortably made her influence into that number 10 role. When Amisha Baksla comes back, it will be interesting to see who gets the preference, whether Amisha Baksla is asked to play into her primary position, which is down the flanks. Apurna Narzari one step over, past the challenge. Apurna Narzari keeps going. Apurna Narzari on her own, and she is brought down on the edge of the penalty area. And free kick for the Arrows, chance to triple their lead as less than 5 minutes of regulation time remaining on the clock. As Sulekha with the challenge, bringing her down, pulled from behind. Apurna, her shirt was tugged. Priyanka Devi sends it and has gone in. A sensational free kick from the number 10, responding to all the superlatives. What a wonderful free kick, astounding finish from the number 10. And it's 3-0 for Indian Arrows, and a brace for Priyanka Devi. Now look at that. Bending it like David Beckham. Getting the curl and eventually finding the result. Ripika giving a tough time to Pratiksha Lakra. She must be having butterflies in the stomach, her first appearance. She is the only one feeling the baptism by fire. Her first start. Our Indian Arrows on a roll here in the first half. Ripika chipping it into the feet of Kiran Pisda. Kiran Pisda switching play out wide towards the number 20. Getting a foot in Pushparani Chanu. Beautifully cut off there by Priyanka, doing her share of defensive duty. And this is what is the requirement of modern football. Apart from being creative, you've got to play the role of a destroyer as well. Ball kept in play. Regulation time of just a minute added left. There's going to be a few minutes added as well. Look at that long clearance, and it turns into a pass for Sunita Munda. Sunita keeps going. She's got a couple of players inside in blue, deciding to pull the trigger and narrowly missing out the target. This is Suren Chetri. Pinky Kashyap. Sulekha. Priyanka Devi. The cross sent in. A header from the number 17. That was Shanmuga Priya. A colossal header from the number 17. This could change things for Mata Rukmani. Had to come a long way out. Here's gonna be a free kick for the Arrows, as the referee thinks the keeper collected the ball outside the area. A goal from the free kick already. And this time Priyanka Devi will try her luck with her left foot. She is a very versatile attacker, capable of producing goals with both her feet. We saw what she is capable of with her right. Can she do the same with her left is the question. Priyanka Devi takes. It has taken a deflection of the wall. No, it hasn't. The referee awards goal kick to Mata Rukmani. Priyanka having a stellar showing in the first half for the Arrows. Shanmuga Priya. That's a slide rule ball for Ripika. And that's the end of the first half then. And Indian Arrows going into the break with a 3-0 lead with a brace from Priyanka Devi. It was Apurna Narzari opening the scoring for the All India Football Federation's developmental side, and Apurna Narzari scoring her 7th of this campaign. She is the 3rd highest goal scorer. But it was Mata Rukmani who made a quick start to the game, but slowly and steadily putting a dampener to that stat was the girls in blue. These are the first half stats: 72-28. The ball possession, 16 shots taken by the Arrows, 5 by Mata Rukmani. 7 of them on target. Yeah, 16 shots, as I've mentioned, taken by the Arrows in the first half. Priyanka with 7, Shanmuga Priya with 3, Sunita Munda with 2, Apurna Narzari with 2, Arti and Martina with 1 each. And now let's have a look at the number of shots taken by Mata Rukmani in this game. They've taken 5, 3 by Kiran Pesda, and Naina Jal and Priyanka Kashyap with 1 each. The other number of fouls committed by the Arrows in this game: Apurna Narzari with 2, Arti with 1. Two fouls committed by Mata Rukmani, Meena Kashyap with 2 and Sulekha with 1 each. These are the goals scored in the first half. Apurna Narzari with the attempt. It was saved, and Priyanka Naurem blazing it over the top. And then Apurna Narzari's shot. A wonderful reaction save from Meena Kashyap. She was through on goal. Priyanka Kashyap on the opposite side. Coming to the rescue for the Arrows. This was a weak try. The first half highlights. No conviction in the clearance. The low cross just away from the number 7. And Mata Rukmani kept on attacking in the first 10 minutes, and then Apurna Narzari draws first blood in this game. And then watch out for that celebration. Shanmuga Priya from a sharp angle testing the keeper. Shanmuga Priya finding a lot of joy in the first half. Low cross towards Priyanka. She could well have had her hat-trick in the first half. Kiran Pizda chipping it above the goalkeeper, but Adrija saw that, keeping it away. And Priyanka Naurem doubling the lead for the Arrows. And there's the check back onto her right foot. And then the shot on the turn. And then the cross again. Sulekha heading it towards her own goal. Priyanka Naurem accelerating down the middle. Purna Narzari, she was brought down, pulled down rather, by the number 15 Sulekha, and then the rocket launcher into the top corner, making it 3-0 and scoring her second of this evening. That is how the first half ended between Indian Arrows and Mata Rukmani. Make sure you do not go anywhere. We will come back after a short break. Well, welcome back to the live coverage of the Hero Indian Women's League 2021-22 season from the Kalinga Stadium in Bhubaneswar. We are on to match number 45 and the second half is about to begin between Mata Rukmani Football Club and Indian Arrows. It is the team in blue leading by 3-0 at half time, and now we step into another 45-minute. A very different kind of styles observed in the first half. Arrows kept on attacking, piling on the pressure, and Mata Rukmani, and apart from the opening 15 minutes, they just sat back and getting plenty of numbers back behind the ball. They will look to start the second half on a brighter note though. Priyanka. This is Shanmuga Priya. 3 in blue arriving inside the box. It's a good ball over the top. Oh, miscued by the goalkeeper. And she deals with it finally. Committing herself early. Slightly awkward the bounce. Priyanka Devi shrugging off the challenge. Priyanka Devi holding off and sending Apurna Narzari. Apurna Narzari goes for goal and she scores. And it's 4-0 for the Indian Arrows. And Apurna Narzari on to goal number 8. And the replay will clear out. In fact, it's the number 11, Sunita Munda, who scored the goals, not Apurna Narzari. And it's 4-0 for Indian Arrows. Kiran Pisda tries her luck from about 22 yards out. Sunita Munda, the number 11, scoring the fourth goal for the Arrows, and early in the second half. Once again, Apurna Narzari. She'll get another bite at the cherry and now squares it for Priyanka. And she completes her hat-trick. 2 goals within the first 3 minutes. Priyanka Naurem completing her hat-trick. And Indian Arrows starting the second half in a grander fashion. A rebound falling for the number 12 and then squaring it. Priyanka Naurem right place at the right time. And apart from producing goals, she's been highly impressive in terms of scoring as well. As I keep reminding the viewers, tomorrow is going to be a wonderful game between Gokulam and Kickstart at the Capital Ground. A lot going to depend on the result of that particular encounter. Now Kiran Pisda pulls the trigger straight to Adrija. During the possession play, the shape while attacking can be held in a build-up play with one sitting midfielder being deployed to support the play, help switch play and also secure the initial attack. And certain clubs in the Hero Indian Women's League, we saw them deploy their full-backs in these central areas when building play with the left and right of the three players providing and pushing on, as the wider players are ready to exploit in a 2v1 situation and overlap the supporting runs. Narti, Shanmuga Priya, and Nilima with the clearance, putting it into touch for a throw-in. Now Priyanka with that attempted drag back didn't come off. Clearance from Vandana Dhruv. Struggling to get the ball out of their own region. Mata Rukmani. Indian Arrows keep on building moves. Sunita Munda taking on Sulekha. Sunita Munda onto her left foot. She'll get another bite at the cherry. Laid back towards Muskan. And that's the only change made by the Arrows in the second half. Santosh. Apurna. Muskan. Didn't reach Sunita. Vandana Dhruv and away from Ripika. As we approach towards the business end of the Hero Indian Women's League, only 3 more rounds remaining after this. A double header tomorrow as well. The Hunts will be taking on Silverdam Sports Club tomorrow at the Kalinga Stadium. 3 games coming up. Priyanka Kashyap trying to buy a yard for the cross. She's been tracked by the number 12 at 20, Pushpa Rani Chanu. And now then the help comes from Priyanka. Priyanka escaping couple of challenges. And then placed over the top. Looking for some kind of flick on Apurna Narzari. The ball eventually dropping above her. It's already game set match for the Arrows, and they would look to extend the goals tally. They've scored 13 goals in this competition before this game and conceded 5. And if you count today's 5 goal tally, it reaches to 18 with still about 35 minutes of regulation time remaining. A couple of changes and getting ready for the Arrows is going to be the number 5 Ritu coming on, and so is Parmila, the right full back, and coming off is Pratiksha Lakra. Pushparani Chanu also goes off and comes on is Ritu. Kiran Pisda. A slide rule ball towards Ripika on the edge of the area. Not troubling Adrija. Straight at him. Santosh with the intervention. Priyanka. She has stolen the limelight this evening. Scored a brilliant hat-trick. And now Sunita Munda, flag has stayed down. She is into a lot of space to run into. Sunita Munda's cross and the header from Priyanka. Couldn't really connect to the number 10. Just steaming onto it. And the cross was inch perfect. The number 12 trying to recover the ball for Mata Rukmani, smashing it out wide. Heavy touch from Ripika, but she still looking to take on Santosh. That is not going to be possible. And now Parmila, the right full back, plays it over the top, and offside flag is up against Apurna Narzari. Suren Chetri will be a very happy man. His tactics are working out tonight. And finally Indian Arrows managing to play the brand of football they've been looking to play in this tournament. Is going to be their 5th victory. They started the campaign with a 4-0 win against Sirvadam Sports Club, followed by a 0-0 against Odisha Sports at the Battalion Ground. But they lost to Setu Madurai in the 3rd game by 3-0. Defeated Odisha Police by 4-0. Apurna Narzari scoring a wonderful hat-trick. And Priyanka Naurem is the 2nd Indian Arrows player to score a hat-trick this season in the Hero Indian Women's League. And now on the charge is Priyanka Kashyap. Nicely done there by Ritu. And down the line for Apurna Narzari. Apurna has got Pinky Kashyap for company. Still Apurna Narzari holding on to the ball. A lovely give and go. Apurna with the pullback. In comes the shot. And goal number 6. Half a dozen for Indian Arrows. And Priyanka Devi with her 4th of this evening. And after scoring the opening goal, this time Apurna Narzari putting it on a plate for the number 10. She's never going to miss that from that sort of range. And icing on top of the cake. 6-0 in favor of Indian Arrows. Now the through ball, Sunita Munda. Sunita Munda, she is one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Sunita Munda makes it 7-0. And the goals just keeps flowing for the Arrows this evening. It's been goals galore, especially the second half. 4 goals within the first 11 minutes. And Sunita Munda also with her brace. And this was Priyanka's 4th one. Apurna Narzari with the pullback. This is the recent one scored by Sunita. Speaking ahead of the game, the head coach Suren Chetri mentioned that they are not taking Mata Rukmani lightly. They are a good side and with a number of determined players in their ranks. Chetri believes in sticking to the basics and concentration on their own style of play, which will help the Arrow side. And he said they will stick to the basics and play how they've played, the way they want to execute their plans on the pitch. And quizzed about his take on the loss in the last match, as Suren mentioned in the last game, they just fell short by 1 goal. And so of course they will work on their defensive game, but are paying equal heed to their attack as well. And the Indian Arrows rebuild from behind. They're hungry for more. Beautifully measured by Santosh. Defender was alert. This time winning the header. Priyanka. The ball dropping into space. Lengthening her strides. A low cross sent in. The goalkeeper smothers it. Apurna. Santosh. She once again gonna go long, finding the channel with a gap which Sunita Munda has manned very well, setting it up on the edge of the area. A keeper had to rise in order to collect. Priyanka winning it. Shanmuga Priya, options to her right, and on the overlap is Parmila. Ball sent in towards Apurna Narzari, and she makes it 8-0. A brace for the number 12, her 8th of this campaign, and she is the 3rd highest scorer in the Hero Indian Women's League this season. Putting it in from a very acute angle. Mata Rukmani head coach Sandeep Singh, he sensed that Indian Arrows will be a good test for them. They were excited initially to face the Arrows team, and he urged his team to make a start with the right momentum in the game. And it's important that they start with the right tempo. They did so in the first half. A couple of changes getting ready for Mata Rukmani. It's going to be the first changes made by Sandeep Singh. And the number 14, Payal, will be coming on, and so is the number 3, Geeta Kashyap. 2 under 18 players. Vandana Dhruv goes off. Mata Rukmani defenders dropping off. Shanmuga Priya finding a lot of joy down the right. Continues to bomb down the right channel. Ball sent in towards Sunita Munda. And this time the goalkeeper Meena Kashyap grabs hold of it. Muskan Subha with a high interception. Nicely done. And that's more like it from Mata Rukmani. A 50-50 moment. Goalkeeper wins the battle. Slipping in the number 7. Priyanka Kashyap was the player. She had a wonderful chance in the first half. And despite beating the goalkeeper, couldn't make it count. She will look to make amends, but it's too late by now. Her side trailing by 8 goals. 5 goals scored in quick succession in the second half. A beautiful guide on from Sunita Munda. Goalkeeper eventually gets there first. That was slightly risky. Taken away. Comfortable for the Arrows defense. Two more changes for the team in blue. One of them gonna be the number 25, and that is Priyanka, a central midfielder. And Apurna Narzari will make way for the number 8, Anjana Thapa. Uh, 20 minutes of regulation time remaining in this game. It's a clever ball, looking to play it over the top. And this is much better from Mata Rukmani. Oh, excellent shoulder barge from the number 3, Geeta Kashyap. Anjana Thapa recovers the ball, trying to take on Pinky. But at the right time, the number 18 Nilima stepping in to protect her centre back partner. Muskan Subha with a low cross. Easy clearance from Nilima. Collected by Kiran Pisda. She's brought down. That's a very poor clearance. It develops into a move for the Arrows. Mata Rukmani will get a change ready as Tanvi will come on. With that, the referee has blown the whistle for the hydration break as well. Indian Arrows ended the first half and 3-0. It's 8-0 now. They've scored 5 goals in the second with 17 minutes of regulations time still remaining. It's been an 8-star performance from them so far. And without a shadow of a doubt, it's Priyanka Devi who's gonna bag the Hero of the Match award tonight for scoring 4 goals. Tanvi Kore coming in place of Ripika. Three changes made by Mata Rukmani. And we are into the last quarter of the game then. And now into the channel for Kiran. Well seen there by Santosh. With the jersey number 3, Ritu getting incredible distance on the clearance. Muskan Suba nodding it down for the number 25. Her layoff towards Anjana Thapa. Well seen. Not a very proper clearance. A one-on-one chance for the Arrows, and nearly the goal, number 9. It whiskers away from nestling into the bottom corner. And this time through on goal was the number 15, Aarti. And Indian Arrows just desperate to end this in double digits. There you go. A chance wasted by the number 15. Scoring goals hasn't been a problem for the Arrows in this competition. 5 victories in 8 matches. Not a bad result. 2 losses, just 1 draw. Lost against Gokulam in the previous encounter. Before that, they have lost against Setu Madurai, the top 2 teams of the league. That is quite justified. It wasn't an easy ride for Gokulam Kerala. They had to grind out the result. It was a battling win for the Malabarians. They kept on fighting till the last minute, the Arrows. Getting the better of the marker is Anjana Thapa, creating room for the shot, blocked by Pinky Kashyap just at the right time. Coming off an Arrows player and that attempted clearance. This is Muskan. Parmila. Priyanka. A good move from the arrows. 3 decent touches into it already. Shanmuga Priya. Uh, 10 minutes of regulation time left on the clock. Continuing with her run is Priyanka, kept in play. Wins a corner kick. Priyanka swinging in the corner. A free header from the number 8. Adjusting herself beautifully. Ghosting into acres of space to get the header away. Anjana Thapa couldn't generate enough power through her neck muscle. Shanmuga Priya. Priyanka. Santosh. Finding its mark. A great ball over the top. Anjana Thapa. She can get her name into the score sheet. Tried to curl it from the second post. Missing it altogether. Mata Rukmani getting ready. Their fourth change. The number 9, Kritika Poyam, gonna come on. She is replacing Lakshmi Mandavi. Priyanka onto her namesake as Priyanka Devi. She has set off surrounded by 4 red shirts. Eventually outnumbered in the end. Ritu losing out to Priyanka Kashyap. Muskan onto the loose pieces, moves it on towards Anjana Thapa. Ritu takes over. Nilima easily defended on this occasion by Mata Rukmani, playing a high line in defence. Trying to find some consolation, not been able to sustain the pressure. Another one-on-one chance this time. Anjana Thapa keeps going. Lost her balance in the end. Regulation time of 5 minutes left on the clock. Can they pull one back here? Mata Rukmani. Cross comes in towards the back post. Headed away. Priyanka. Kiran Pizda is interested. Falls for the number 24, Tanvi Kore. Shot is blocked straight to the keeper. Taken away from Muskan. Shown trouble, Adrija. Lets it run out for a goal kick. Spinning away from the challenge, Priyanka pokes it towards Anjana Thapa. Priyanka asking for it in the centre. Anjana taking her time on the ball, trying to do something different. She recovers it though. Muskan Subha nicked away by Priyanka Kashyap. Ritu with a good piece of defending there. Priyanka holding on to it, plays it in the centre from the number 25. Taken away. Won it in a great area. Priyanka slipping it through for Shanmuga Priya. Back to Priyanka. Skips past the first challenge. Stepping past the second. Couldn't get the shot away. She was dismantled. Muskan selling one dummy. Then again. Wonderful from the arrows. So easy on the eye. Kiran Pizda. It's gonna be 4 minutes of additional time. Priyanka, a lovely 1-2. Two waiting in the middle. Easily dealt with by Aarti. Beautifully sent in. There's the pullback. A very close moment. Nearest Mata Rukmani have come in the second half. That cross from the number 7. Indian Arrows, the players are everywhere. Muskan just falling deep to defend. And so has Ritu taken away from her. There's the cross, brought it down into an angle for the number 14. She failed to keep it on target. Last couple of minutes remaining then. Oh, this could be the chance for Mata Rukmani they were waiting for. Bodies on the line kind of stuff from the Arrows. Moving the ball around with urgency, the Arrows. Last 20 seconds. A full time then at the Kalinga Stadium. A landslide victory for Indian Arrows. They have dished out 8-star performance tonight here. It's Priyanka Devi scoring 4 goals tonight, followed by a brace from Apurna Narzari and Sunita Munda. Shanmuga Priya also with a goal to her name. For Mata Rukmani, it is their 7th defeat, 4 in a row. And after a loss against the Gokulam Kerala in the previous game, Indian Arrows, they're finally back to winning ways, registering their 5th victory of this campaign, and the win taking them to 16 points from 8 matches. And so, time for today's hero of the match then. And it will eventually go to the number 10 of the Arrows, and Naurem Priyanka Devi, for scoring a wonderful hat-trick come 4 goals. She is awarded a cheque of 5,000 rupees powered by Hero Motor Corp Limited. The full-time scoreline from the Kalinga Stadium, it's Indian Arrows 8, Mata Rukmani Football Club 0. The first half the full-time stats: Arrows 73-27, ball possession 27, shots taken 15 of them on target, committing 6 fouls, also only one corner throughout the entire game. 27 shots taken by the Arrows. I've mentioned Priyanka Naurem with 11, Sunita Munda with 4, Shanmuga Priya with 4, and Apurna Narzari with 3, Arti with 2, Anjana Thapa with 2, and Thakcham Martina with 1. The number of shots taken by Mata Rukmani in this game: 14, Kiran Pizda with 8, Preeti Bhakta with 2, Priyanka Kashyap with 2, Payal with 1, and Kritika Poyam with 1 as well. Now let's have a look at the number of fouls committed by Indian Arrows in this game. Six fouls committed by Indian Arrows: Apurna Narzari with 2, Arti with 2, and Shanmuga Priya with 1. And now let's the other number of fouls committed by Mata Rukmani. And on to the goals then, beginning with Apurna Narzari's strike. And that is how she made it 1-0. And the second of the night, Priyanka with her first. Oh, wonderful from the number 10. Creating that half a yard of space and then exploiting it to full extent. This is the third one from free kick. Priyanka Naurem bulging the net with a perfect right footer. And the first half ended 3-0 in favour of Indian Arrows. A beginning of the second half, Sunita Munda making it 4-0. A very cute ball played in by Priyanka. And then the fifth one, Apurna Narzari with the second, setting it up this time for Priyanka, and she completes the hat-trick. Apurna Narzari, she scored 2 and also assisted 2, making it 5-0 for the Arrows. And then the pullback from Apurna Narzari, a telepathic understanding between the two. Sunita Munda with the 7th, her second of this evening, and then the final goal scored by Apurna Narzari from an acute angle. That's a full-time score from the Kalinga Stadium. It's Indian Arrows 8, Mata Rukmani 0. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye, good night.